welcome to your phonics video for Friday the 26th of February. Can you believe we are already at the end of our first week back after half term? How quickly has that week gone? It has flown by and we've been really impressed with your learning again. So we've got Friday to get through, then the weekend, and then one more week of homeschooling before we can welcome you all back in school. Let's see what we are up to for Friday then. We are going to start by revisiting today our Phase 5 flashcards because it always is useful to keep those in our brain, and we haven't thought about our Phase 5 flashcards for a little bit. I've chosen the desert and a nice sunny yellow colour today to make me feel nice and warm. Okay, let's have a see. So I will say the sound, but I want to see if you can shout the sound out before me as well. And what you could do is ask your grown-up to film you saying the sounds. I would love to see how well you get on saying our Phase 5 sounds. See if you can beat me and say them before I do. Right, let's go. We got like Phonics. Well, that one makes two. Can you remember both of those? It makes oo or you. Oh, that one makes an I sound, or it sometimes can make an E sound, can't it? Well done. Split digraph, E sound. Oh, split digraph, that can make two as well, can't it? Here too. It can make oo or you. You like in cube, or oo like in rule. A. Ow. It's two for that one. Again, oo or you. Split digraph, I sound. Or, that's one we can sometimes find a bit tricky. Or, like saw. Split digraph, O sound, like bone. W, like whistle. That's one we can find tricky sometimes. That's another or, isn't it? Like haunted. O for toe. A. Oi, like boy. And we know that can make E or eh, like head, can't it? Well done, well done, well done, well done. So we've had a revisit of our Phase 5 flashcards. We are going to now have a revisit at the alternative pronunciations we've been doing, but we are going to focus on the vowels. Tell your grown-up what vowels are. I hope you can remember. Tell your grown-up what are the vowels. There's 5 of them. Can you name them all? A, E, I, O, U. Let's see if we can remember them, what sounds they make. So letter A, it can make A for hat or A like acorn. We've done E. E can make, remember it's a short vowel sound or a long vowel sound. F for bed or E like me. Letter I can make I for tin or I for mind. And yesterday we had O, letter O making the short sound of O like in hot, or the long sound of O like in no. Right, because that was our most recent one. Let's just practice reading some of our words. Okay, let's have a practice reading. So in all of these words, the letter O is going to make a long sound. It's going to make an O sound. Let's have a go at reading them. You might want to pause it and read them on your own, or if not, you can wait for me to put my sound buttons under and we can read them together. So remember, it's making an O sound. Oath. Both of them. So if you want both, it means you want two things. So you might say, would you like an apple or a cake after your lunch? I would like both of them. That one we can sort of split in half, can't we? We could chunk. So no, no. And then tricky word, where. Where. Put them together. The word is nowhere. I am going nowhere at the weekend. Nowhere. Okay, we've got also. And then again, we could chunk that into parts. We've got going. I am going nowhere at the weekend. Now, I think you must be able to guess this one. I hope you can. So we've had alternate pronunciations for A, E, I, O. Today we are going to do you. Today we are going to do you. And letter U, again, like with the others, can make a short vowel sound or it can make a long vowel sound. So what short vowel sound does U make? What do we know that U makes? What sound? Normally makes an sound, doesn't it? Normally makes an sound, like in up or like in cut. Okay, normally makes an That's the short sound that it makes, the short vowel sound. But today we are going to be thinking about words where letter U makes U. So we know U and E can make an oo sound, but also a U sound. So it seems when we hear the word as if it's got a Y in because we hear you. Okay, so let's have a think about some words. Let's have a little look. So, for cut can be made like a letter with a letter U, or it can make a U sound like in unicorn. Unicorn. You can hear the y at the start, but it is the letter U making a U sound. It's making the sound of the letter that it is called, isn't it? Let's see what other words we've got then today. Again, you might want to pause the video and have a go at reading them first on your own, or you can have a little look at reading them with me with the sound buttons under. Okay, have a little look. So remember, let's find our letter U's first, because that might help us. So sometimes at the start, like in unicorn, sometimes in the middle of the word. Okay, this word then, let's go. Music. Music. Okay, we all know what music is. We don't need to talk about that one, do we? Music. Okay, start with the U sound. Unit. Now that word is a harder one that we are going to have a quick chat about. Now, unit can mean lots of different things, really. You might sometimes, or some people might call, if you've got a cupboard, maybe in your living room, or some shelves or some storage, sometimes that is called a unit. So I know I've got a unit in my living room with cupboards where I can store things, okay? So sometimes we can call certain types of furniture units. Sometimes we can think about it more in a maths kind of way. So units are little bits that make up a whole thing. Okay, so units might be thought of in that way, a unit. If it is we were learning and we'd got some kind of learning to do and the learning was split into different parts, we might call the different parts the units of learning. So units can be where you've got smaller parts of a bigger thing or sometimes furniture. You might want to have a little look on definitions on the internet to have a little think a bit more about the word unit because it is a bit tricky. This one also can be a little bit tricky. So we're going to have a read of it and then we'll talk about it. So it is duty. And what the word duty means is it can mean a responsibility or it can mean something that you have to do, like a job that you have to do. So as a teacher, I have lots of different duties. I have lots of different jobs and responsibilities that I have to do. Okay, so it's tasks or things or jobs or responsibilities that we have to do. So we've had music, we've had unit, we've had duty, and the last one. Now, I have put this one on your spelling list, year 2, and this one actually is very, very hard because we haven't thought about T-U-R-E endings yet. T-U-R-E at the end of a word can make a ch sound like in picture. Okay, so this one is, so that one's ch at the end. Future. Future. The future is things that haven't happened yet that are going to come later. So we don't know what life is going to be like in the future, don't we? It's time that hasn't happened yet. Okay. Now, for our practice, I have got some pictures on my board. Have a little look at the pictures on my board. See if you can work out the U word that goes with it. We've had 3 of them already. Now I'm going to ask you to do a little activity, but I'm going to give you some options and some different ways that you might want to do it. So one option is to have a little look at the pictures, and then I'm going to cover up the pictures and turn them off the board, and I want you to see how many of the words you can remember and write down. Okay, or if it is you would prefer to, you can pause the video with the pictures on the board and just have a go at writing the word that matches it. Or if you are finding it a bit tricky to write the words, then on the next slide, I'm going to show you the words written down, and then you could turn the words off and see how many you can remember and write down. So there's a few different ways you are going to have a go at this activity today. You can choose which one you would like to do, but the purpose of the activity is to practice spelling the words with the letter U making the U sound. So it does not matter which way you choose to do it, as long as you're practicing writing the words that match these pictures. So this, I found a picture, and this is what I might call a unit. So it's like a piece of furniture with cupboards or drawers in. So that is the unit. We've had unicorn, and we've had the word music, haven't we? So there's 3 of them we have had. We've got a picture here of our Sandon uniform. Unicorn, uniform. So we could have a go at that one. This person here is a human. We've got the human body, haven't we? Human. And if you were watching my comprehension video yesterday, I said that we would be thinking about the word human in our phonics. We had a practice at reading it in comprehension yesterday. So it is human. And then I've got a picture here. Now this is a picture that links quite nicely to Valentine's Day, which we've not long had. This person here is the Roman god of love, and his name is Cupid. Cupid. Okay, so we've got unit, uniform, human, unicorn, music, and Cupid. So what you might want to do now is pause the video now and try to write those words down. If you want to test yourself and test your memories and do it as a little game, you might want to pause the video when I've taken the pictures off the screen and see how many you can remember. You might want to do both. So you might want to practice writing them down first and then rub them off and then get rid of the pictures and see how many you can remember. There are lots of options. So pause the video now if you want to try to write the word down with the pictures there. Okay, or pause the video now if you want to test yourself to see which ones you can remember. Okay, if you're finding that a little bit tricky, I'm going to show you how to write all the words now, and you might want to then get rid of the words off the board and see if you can remember how to spell them. So if you have not yet written them down and you want to have a go without me showing you first, pause the video now. If you have had a go at writing them or you're finding it a bit tricky and want to see the words first, keep playing the video. I'm going to show you the words now. Okay, there are our words then. Music we've already had. Unit we've already had. Cupid, Cupid. Uniform, uniform. Human, human, and unicorn we'd already had. So if you haven't had a go at writing them down, what you might want to do is pause it when I go to the next slide and see if you can remember how to spell those words. Okay, so I'm going to take them off screen. You might want to pause it now if you haven't had a go at writing them. Okay, I would love to see, please, a photograph of your whiteboard or your book. Some of you have been doing it in your red-lined books, and that's fine. I would love to see a picture of how well you got on spelling those words. We're going to apply it now then to reading a sentence. We're going to apply it now to reading a sentence. Okay, so let's first of all find our U words. There we go, there and there and there and there. Okay, we've also got tricky words, haven't we? We've got tricky word. That's one of our tricky words. Let's have a little go. So you might want to pause it now, have a little go at reading it, because in a second I'm going to go through it with the sound buttons and we can read it together. Okay, so you give yourself a chance to see if you can read it first. Right then, at. We know that is the word school, don't we? We should know that word by sight now. At school, humans have, we've got our VE making a V sound, we've thought about that before. At school, humans have a uniform. Humans have a uniform and have a duty to do music. Because normally when our curriculum is normal, music is on our curriculum, isn't it? And hopefully when we come back to school in a week's time, we'll be able to start soon doing some music. So at school, humans have a uniform and have a duty to do music. Turn that sentence off in a second and you can have a go at writing it down. And then, as always, I love seeing what other sentences you are coming up with as well. So we have got the other words we've thought about, words to match those pictures that you might want to put into a sentence. We've also got the word future, which is on our spelling list for this week. So at school, humans have a uniform and have a duty to do music. Please try and write me that sentence down and at least two of your own. And because it is Friday, I am going to be sending at the end of the day our Edshed top trio. So our bronze, silver and gold places for Edshed. So be checking out for those. I have made sure the Edshed assignment doesn't finish until tomorrow. So you should still be able to practice your spellings on Edshed for today. And I would love to see your spelling test scores to see how many of you are getting 10 out of 10 or a very, very high score. So well done for another week of phonics learning. Keep up what we are doing, and I can't wait to see your Friday phonics learning, including your spelling test results. Well done, you two, for another super week.